welcome back to the Karma of It All. I am Miss Complexity, and I thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being here. So this week's question of the week was simple. I think we did ask questions, but a lot of people didn't have real answers. I am one of those people because I never had to deal with the situation before. So here is the question that we have asked the listeners for this week, and that question was, what's the worst date that you've been on? I cannot answer that question because I have never really been on a date. I can't really tell you what a date is about, but here are some of the answers that you guys gave me. Let's listen.
Hi, thank you for asking me a question. I really wish that I could tell a humorous worst date story, but I don't have one because I've never been on a date. I've never been on a date. Well, I think I did, but it wasn't the worst date. It actually was a great date. It was a guy that I was friends with, and he liked me a lot, and he asked me out, and I went out with him. And I think we had like a sub and a drink, just a very simple, casual date. But I really wish that I had like a very humorous worst date story to tell, but I really don't because I haven't been on a date. Hopefully in the future I will be because I'm only 24, so I probably do have like a lot more like dates to be on, but I haven't been on a worst date before. And to be honest, I really hope I don't. And excuse the background noises in the background. My window was open, so I really hope you could hear what I said. But I haven't been on a date before, so.
I would say the worst dates that I've been on were those in this season of my life where I tolerated and accepted things that were less than I deserved. Those were the worst dates, but I will not say that any of the people that I entertained were bad people. They did things sometimes that I did not understand, and maybe we weren't compatible, but I would not go so far as to say that they were bad people. It was just not really the best experience that they could have given me, but people can only give you what they have. So if they've never had things, they can't give you those things, right?
Thanks for the question. What's the worst date you've ever been on? It actually was a prom. I went to a school which a new high school opened, and so some of the class went to the new school, the other stayed at the old school. My best friend at that time was at the old school, and she arranged for me to go on a blind date, a friend of the guy that she was going to the prom with. He was very shy and young, and he didn't talk. He told me his name when he picked me up. He didn't say anything other than yes or no to the questions that I asked him. He didn't dance. We never danced. He didn't talk at all through dinner. When the prom was over, he took me home. He told me he would let me know when the pictures came, and then ask if I wanted to go out again. I didn't.
Hello, and thank you so much for stopping by Real Conversations. I hope all is well. I pray all is well. And if it is not, trust and believe that it can and it will get better. So, usually you remember bad dates. And I really had to think back, and I can't think of one. I literally had some amazing dates. Now, after the whatever, obviously I'm not with those people anymore, but I had some really good first dates. I really enjoyed myself and my time out. I don't recall ever having a bad date. I wish I had a horrible story to share with you, but I absolutely don't. So I hope this answers your question. Again, thank you so much for stopping by Real Conversations.
My worst date actually happened this last Sunday. There were so many red flags. We started off the date. She started talking about her exes, step one. I don't know why that was the first topic of conversation, but yeah, she went down that road. Number two, I had to drop her off from there to her guy best friend's house after that. And I'm like, that's totally fine. However, one of the roommates that the guy best friend has is one of her exes. I'm like, okay, that's really weird as well. Number three, she referenced me, the date, as just a friend to them. That's another red flag. Number four, when I started talking about my life and, whenever, she would never give me eye contact during the date. That's another red flag. And number five, when we got to the deepest point of conversation at the very end of the night, when I was like, oh, maybe things are going to turn around for the better, she immediately goes to her phone and does not pay attention to me. She's not even listening. Worst date of my entire life.
I'm going to make a long story short. So when I moved to the Cayman Islands, I was there solely to waitress, bartend, and make some good money. And I ended up, when I first got there, I ended up meeting a immigration officer, and he asked me out on a date. And I was like, okay, not really having any sense of why he was picking me up. Long story short, we ended up going on a date, worst date ever. This guy was talking, because it's an island life. Maybe he didn't get off the island enough. I don't know. But he was constantly talking about pirates and how his uncle and granddad was a pirate. And I was just like, what the F am I doing here? Like, this is the worst date I've ever been on. And I remember saying to myself, and I lived by it while living on the island, I will not go on just random dates with random guys just because I'm on an island and I'm single.
So I can't say that I have a specific worst date. However, I have encountered similar situations on many dates that I find to be the worst scenario. And that's when the guy goes in for the kiss when you don't want it. And I used to fold and just go for the awkward kiss because I didn't know what else to do. And I obviously don't do that anymore. And I say no, and I respectfully and politely decline. And that is probably one of the best things that I've learned to do for myself, which is on a bigger scheme, a bigger whole, is setting a boundary and respecting myself more than what somebody else.
The worst date that I've ever been on may have been in my childhood, trying to figure out if I did like someone or if I didn't like someone. Because usually if you like someone, they'll approach you, but for some reason, people don't always approach the people they like.
And there you have it. The worst dates you've ever been on. All right, guys. So I hope you guys tune in next week because we will have another question of the week. I can't really tell you what the question of the week is going to be because I don't know yet. But when I find out, I will let you know because I will ask and you will answer. I truly appreciate you guys. As always, each one teach one. Remain true to you. Deuces.